Life is hectic.
Some days are just a blur.
We're Jay and Laura LaFoon, and we help busy couples stay married for life.
Welcome to the Married for Life podcast.
Happy 4th of July.
That's right. This is one of my favorite holidays. I mean, Christmas is my absolute favorite, but I love the 4th of July because I just love the patriotism that people feel. They may not feel it all year long. They may complain about our government. They may complain about our country. But the 4th of July, it seems like everybody comes together, and whether it's fireworks or cookouts or swimming parties at the lake or whatever it is, that we all come together in that patriotic feeling.
For me,
it's the food.
It's the hot dogs. That's what I associate with 4th of July is hot dogs. No, seriously. My grandfather served in the service. My father served in the service. Laura's brother,
stepfather,
and her stepfather all served in the service. So we very much appreciate and honor our country on this 4th of July. What a privilege we have. Geez, I'm getting all teared up. Laura and I have had the privilege of traveling to many, many countries over the years, and we should not ever take for granted the freedoms that we have in this country because of a group of men and women in 1776 decided to say we're going to do it differently. And
so maybe today you watch some of those movies that are about our country. Like, what was the one we watched? Never mind. I can't think of the name of it, so I'm not going to remember it. It was a shoot 'em up Revolutionary War movie.
Oh, yeah. Patriot.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Wow.
That one.
What?
Oh, yeah, that one should have been an easy one to figure out.
Wow. Oh, that's the little slice of sunshine that I get to listen to.
Hey, but happy 4th of July.
We got a shout out from a listener here.
That's right. Again, answering the question, our greatest challenge in our marriage is my husband's business and our estate planning process in regards to that and other assets. I've been a stay-at-home mom raising our 8 children.
Oh, my word.
His, mine, and ours. Money, secrets, and oh boy, it seems it's my only problem to him. How can we get on the same page? It seems messy.
Wow, it sounds messy.
It does sound messy. And the way you can get on the same page, and we have talked about this process before, and we'll put the link to this in our show notes, but is for Jay and I, when we got on the same page was when we developed our family mission statement and put ourselves in a process.
Period.
Yeah. That
was a benchmark turning point in both our marriage, our ministry, and our entire life.
Yep. And so we'll put the link to that process in the show notes so that if you'd like to look at that some more. But that is what needs to happen. You got to get on the same page and in all areas of your marriage. So
we're going to talk today about growing social intimacy. And this is a very important part of married life because you're in love, you have committed to love, but sometimes you don't like. And the social intimacy is really building the like in your marriage, that we like to be around each other because we have fun when we are together.
And as we've said in our previous podcast, is that this is really about capturing that friendship that you used to have, or maybe you never had, so you have to establish it. It's dating. It's spending time together, doing stuff together. Right.
And before we dive deep into the whole dating idea, a lot of people think marriage is a two-way street.
Yeah.
And, I want you to think about that. And they're saying that because there's give and take. Now, I'll grant you that there's give and take in marriage. That's called compromise. But marriage is not a two-way street because what happens on a two-way street? You're going opposite directions. You're speeding by each other, never seeing each other in the eye to eye, never spending time together. What Laura and I believe, and it's what we just shared with this couple who's having trouble because they're messy, is that marriage is a one-way street. Not his way, not her way, but our way. And again, developing, that's not what we're talking about today, but it is what we're talking about. Developing that family mission statement is a great way to get going the same direction.
And so when it comes to dating, when it comes to this social intimacy and blending of your interests, this marriage is a one-way street is the perfect illustration because you both have things that you enjoy that maybe your other spouse...
Your other spouse?
Your spouse, not your other one, but this one.
Yes, I have 4 spouses.
Doesn't enjoy or maybe has never tried. Just like we shared in a previous podcast, I was a very cautious eater person, and I now love to cook, and we love the same food. So it's the blending of those interests. And sometimes that's what keeps us from dating is, well, you want to do your thing and I want to do my thing, and neither one of us want to compromise and maybe learn. Here's a perfect example. I grew up with a father that played golf. My brother played golf. I watched golf on TV, but I never played golf growing up. I didn't play golf growing up. And when Jay and I got married...
It's because golf stands for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
You're just walking in territory that you better not even walk in.
Just kidding.
What's going to happen this summer?
Just kidding.
Beat your butt on the golf course. I am. Woo! But see, I never played golf. And then I met Jay, who loved to play golf. And he would teach me, or try to teach me, how to play golf. Which, by the way, gentlemen, if you're a golfer and you want to teach your wife how to play golf, don't.
Send her to school.
So a group of friends of mine and we went to golf school. Our husband sent us to golf school, and that was the best thing for my golf game, was somebody else taught me how to play golf, and then I came back, and Jay and I, that's what we do. That's one of the things we really enjoy doing together, is playing golf. Now, it's not something I thought I would ever do, because I never did growing up, but I've learned to play golf now. And so a lot of what keeps us from dating is that I want to do my thing, you want to do yours, or I've never done what it is that you want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you through a little process, and we're going to put this in the show sheets as well, is we want to ask you to do this. As individuals, husband and wife, take out a sheet of paper.
Isn't that the second half?
Oh, is that, am I moving too quickly?
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So...
Oh, yeah. My bad.
So we're take out a sheet of paper. Index card doesn't have to be big, separately. And each of you write down 5 activities you would like to do on a date.
And no, sex cannot be one of them.
Sex is not one of them.
Hopefully it is the byproduct of the date, but that can't be one of the things.
I'll give you. So what I would write down on my piece of paper is I love to go shopping. I would love to, play golf. I would love to join a book group, go for a walk. Jay would write down on his that he'd like to go out to eat. He'd like to take dancing lessons.
Go golf. Take cooking. We love cooking.
We love taking cooking classes. So you get the gist. You kind of write those down, each separately, and then put your lists side by side and look at what you can do together. Like Jay and I would both have go golf, so that's the easy one. But I like to go out to eat. He would like to I'd like to go shopping. He'd like to go out to eat. Well, you can do both of those on a date. I'd like to go for a walk. He'd like to play golf. We can walk golfing. You get the gist. And then you begin to blend those interests together into one date. And then this important part, the next part's the most important part. You take that date and you put it on the calendar. We're going to go out to eat, no matter what, and take a cooking class on August 21st. And you put it on there, you sign up for the cooking class, and you don't let anything come in between it. If you can begin to put yourself into those kind of processes, you will begin to recapture that friendship. All right, so now we're going to talk about some attitudes that will help you in social intimacy. These are actions that will cause an attitude. Yes, and the first one is to slow down the pace. One of the reasons slow down the pace of your life. Yeah, one of the reasons we love to go to Mackinac Island is because when you step off of that ferry, the first thing that hits you is the smell of Mackinac Island, which is a combination of fudge and horse manure. But the second thing that you notice is the pace. There's no cars. It's all horse-drawn carriages, bicycles, foot traffic, and you have to slow down. You can't go fast on Mackinac Island. You may not have the opportunity to go to Mackinac Island, but there's some place in your life where you can slow down. And here's what we would have you ask. Is the activity that I'm involved in, the committee I'm involved in, is it adding value to my marriage or taking value away from my marriage? Because that's where we have to get folks to where we're looking at everything that we're doing and asking, is it adding value or taking value away? That will help you slow down. And when you slow down that pace, and neither one of you have that Tuesday night committee meeting, that's your date night.
You've slowed down the pace so that on Tuesday nights can now become our date night, because Friday night we got ball games with the kids, Saturday soccer all day, Sunday's church. But you've got that time where you can focus just on each other.
And that's the second action, is to take that time to focus on each other. And the third and last one is to build your friendship.
Let's talk on that second one for a minute. Focusing on each other. When you do that, you remember why you fell in love in the first place. It's not just that hormones were raging, but there were other things about this person that really attracted you. Their smile, their wit, their compassion, their genuineness. And so when you take the time to focus on each other, it's like falling in love all over again. And then finally, you build your friendship.
Yeah, you build your friendship. And here's what, we'll put these questions in the show notes, but if you can, as a couple, ask yourself a couple of these questions. What first attracted you to your spouse?
Your legs.
I'm not asking you to answer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What common interests do you have? How often do you date? And then identify some of those detractors that keep you from dating. And when you can answer those questions, you'll begin to build your friendship along with putting yourself in that process of those 5 great dates where you've blended your interests
together.
Yep.
Well, we're Jay and Laura. This is Married for Life, and we're here to help busy couples stay happily married for life. If you enjoy this show, we would please ask you to rate it and to share it with your friends. Whatever platform you're listening to, if you would, please rate us. We would appreciate that very much. And we will see you next week when we help more couples who are busy stay happily married for life.